rehash about BlizzCon 2016 too. I'll tell you about some of the games that I saw. I saw Overwatch, and I saw part of the championship there. So South Korea took Russia 4-0. It was an extraordinary game. Also saw part of WoW, World of Warcraft. The winner there, I'm gonna write. I have all these written down too. Was Splice. Splice took Method NA, which was quite a game. Also, a real intense battle. And then for StarCraft, it was won by BYUN. So it was a real. It was just fantastic. Just being around the gamers, being in that environment. It was. There are no words for it. It was just extraordinary. So, I'm ready for your questions, anything that you want to ask about gaming. I'm ready for that. Also, I want to remind you that if you have other questions, in general, you can always send them to me via email or via YouTube or Facebook, Instagram. I mean, we're on all social media platforms. So if you have any questions, you let me know, and I'll do my best to help you. And I want to remind you, as a physician and surgeon, I'm seeing you virtually, of course, but if you have issues, it's always important that you go and be seen and evaluated by your treating physician in your area. It could be your internal medicine doctor, your physical therapist, whoever you work with, but make sure you go to see those individuals to get hands-on care. If you were in LA, of course, I would provide that for you. So lots to talk about there. So again, I want to remind you, whatever we talk about, be sure to go and be seen and be evaluated by your own physician in your community. That's so important. All right. So just one quick rehash again about BlizzCon. And then, hey, I have Caledon here. Hey, man, how's it going? Hey, Caledon, I'm doing fantastic. I have to say that, again, BlizzCon was just amazing. I can't there are really no words for it. It was one of those experiences that there are no words for it, man. I just loved it. I really, really, really did. I really did. It was quite amazing. Hold on one second here. Let me do this. Caledon, I'm going to talk with you in a second. Hold on. I just want to refresh my screen here. Hold on, Caledon. And for some reason, the refresh is not. Let me try here. 1 second. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Caledon, I'm here. Okay, we're back on here. I'm not sure what happened there, Caledon. Caledon, did you watch the World of Warcraft finals? That was electrifying. It was electrifying. I have to tell you, when I'm there, they're going from every area, every arena of play. I was just really mesmerized, being with the gamers, talking to them, listening to them, but also seeing them play, with such fierceness. I mean, they were really fierce. It was every match was just people on fire. The crowds were on fire. The everyone there, it was like you walked into a different place. It was just extraordinary. That's all I can say. I can't say anything more. It was an extraordinary experience, and also the cosplay. Seeing everyone dressed up from Reinhardt to Mercy, from Overwatch. There are no words for it. That's all I can say. I intend to go every year. That's for sure. It was just amazing. So Caledon, yes, I did see part of that. It was great. Now, Caledon, I'm just curious, were you there at the arena in Anaheim, or are you somewhere else? Or did you play any games myself? So, yeah, for the first time today, I actually played Overwatch. I want to say I love the game. I love anything that's like FSP, FPS, first-person shooter games I really like because it reminds me of a Call of Duty. So I like things when I'm for me, it's sort of like feeling in control more. I like playing on a team, of course, but this was my first time playing, so I got to say one thing about that. I have to practice a lot, but I will play more. Any other questions, Calvin? But Calvin, I want to ask you though, where were you? Were you actually at the arena? Because if you were, I apologize I didn't get a chance to meet you and talk to you there. I talked to so many gamers from around the world. It was really an experience. I'm never going to forget it, especially being my first time there. It was just great. I want to remind everyone also, if you have any questions, it's so very, very important that even though I'll show you the exercises, I'll show them right here online, please go back to the YouTube station that I have and look up some of those exercises again. There's so much on there. There's a wealth of information to help you avoid injuries, to have a really long career, a successful career, and also a career that is not plagued with a lot of injuries and a lot of rehab. Because when I see gamers and I see people here from all over the world in my office in Los Angeles, often I see them when they have severe injuries that were preventable, but they just didn't know. Didn't know the right exercises. Their coaches, their managers didn't know what they should do to get better. And so often they will have them doing things that are not the best for them. And my job, of course, is to correct that so that I can extend your career, to get you feeling good, and more important, so you can game for 8 or 12, 14 hours a day without having any issues. That's what's important to me. Okay, another question from Caledon. Oh, no, I live in Australia, but I was watching it online. I was going for Method. Oh, you're going for Method NA? Well, I got to tell you, they were good, but Splice just pulled it through. It was really an electrifying match, as you said. Just being in the arena, the arena was just on fire. I have another question here, too, Caledon. This is from Profound Soup. Hey, doctor, hope you are having a good evening. Profound Soup, I definitely am. Anytime I'm on Twitch TV, and more importantly, whenever I'm interacting with the gamers and esports community, it always lifts me up because this community is my community. So it just makes me feel very honored and happy that I have a chance to talk with people and listen to your issues, and hopefully, whatever those issues are, to minimize them so that you don't have anything that's long-lasting or chronic or pervasive that will stop you from being the best gamer that you can be. Okay, I have another question here from Six the Pro. How about the food? Okay, well, Six the Pro, what question do you have about food? Let me know. It's about if you're referring to food for gamers. Again, for gamers, I think in general the following. Eat well-balanced meals 3 to 4 times a day, and make sure you're staying well hydrated throughout the day, especially if you're gaming. And, of course, to take that 5 to 10 minute, even if you can elongate that, but a minimum of a 5-minute break every hour while you're gaming. That's so very important to give your fingers, your wrists, your joints a break. You want to do that. Sometimes the gamers will tell me, oh, Dr. Levi, I can't take a break. My team doesn't allow that. My manager doesn't allow it. Well, when I talk to them, they allow it because it's the best thing for the player to have an extended career without injury. So if you're asking about food, Six the Pro, that's it. If you have another question about it, let me know and I'll address that. The next question is from Fat Saggy Muffin. That is so funny to me. The question is, hey, Dr. Levi, happy to see you here again. Okay, Fat Saggy Muffin, thank you very much. Happy to be with you guys. Much to talk about. So if you have a question about BlizzCon or any other question, Fat Saggy Muffin, I'm here to be of help. The next question is from Caledon again. Levi, how many gamers come to you with back problems and such? And when you mean break, what does that break usually consist of? Okay, great, Caledon. So yes. So the demographic that I take care of in the gaming community, they have everything from back problems to postural problems to misalignment to neck pain, wrist pain, elbow, shoulder pain, even foot and knee pain. Again, most of this is due to the following. One, not being well conditioned. I always tell the gamers that I want them to think of themselves as athletes. Why? Because they are. It's a different type of athleticism. However, gamers are athletes, and they should be respected as such. And I have to remind the gamers that, yes, you're sitting a lot. However, that does not give you the opportunity to say that I sit a lot, but I'm not going to exercise. It doesn't go that way. So, yes, you can game as much as you want per day, But it is imperative that you exercise, have a really clean diet, to minimize alcohol in your diet, and to minimize smoking in your diet, and to stay as active as you possibly can. Now, with that said, when you're gaming so much, the 5-minute break may seem like a lot, but it's really not. So during that 5-minute break, what I'm asking you to do are the stretches, some of the gliding exercises that we've talked about, some of the windshield wiper exercise that we've talked about, the inertial exercise we've talked about. I mean, there's so much on my website, on my YouTube channel. All these things that I've done has been really to be of service to the gaming and esports community. So if you do those things, you feel better, hopefully. And if not, then you let me know, and of course I can talk to you about other exercise that may help you on your journey to be fit and to not have any problems. Another question from Caledon was when you mean break. So the question is, when you mean break, what does that break usually consist of? So again, as I said, it's 5 minutes of the exercises, the strengthening and stretching exercise that I've shown many times before, and all of them really they're on my website, they're on the YouTube channel. If you have a specific question about one exercise, let me know, and I can demonstrate that. I can talk about it and tell you how often you should do that. All right, Caledon. So the next question is from Six the Pro. Thanks for answering my question. Sorry, I mean I was. He says. It says, sorry, I mean was healthy food to keep your brain alert, because I know gamers who can't think or react quickly. That's a very good point, Six the Pro. I tell the gamers that I take care of here in the office the following. One is to minimize sugar in their diets, because I think of sugar as basically an impurity that you put in the body freely. So if you can minimize sugar and salt, things like that, it will help you tremendously. The other thing about healthy food, healthy food is that term. Healthy food is a relative term. When I use that term, I'm really talking about eating foods that are without any dyes and chemicals and a lot of processing, that are really just straight from the earth, earth to the table, to our plate, to our bodies. I think when we eat properly, we can think properly, and if you're thinking properly, you can act properly, and that of course will have a reference to your actions per minute. If your mind is clear and not foggy, you can do even more with it, and your fingers and hands hopefully be as quick also as your mind. All right, Six to Pro, great questions from you, so thank you. The next is from Profound Soup again. Hey, Levi, I have been working out for about 3 years now, and I recently started going on a diet to cut some weight I gained from weightlifting. How can I still eat enjoyable food while on a diet? Oh, that's really easy. Just employ the following. On your plate, eat more vegetables than the other stuff. That's real easy. So on your plate, if 75% of that is mainly composed of vegetables, you're doing the right thing. The rest, of course, to get cut and lean, it's about a balance of two things. Yes, diet is important. I always tell my patients, diet is about 85% of being fit and being healthy. The other 15% is exercise. And the exercise that I'm referring to is focus exercise that you do every day. And by focus, I'm referring to the following. When it comes to exercise and being healthy and having a fit lifestyle, I'm talking about commitment, consistency, diet, exercise, rest, and meditation. And I want to talk about meditation later, because so often in the community of gamers that I speak to, they often ask me about meditation. Why is it important? And it's really easy. Meditation gives you an opportunity to calm your mind, to make things still, and to go to that place of gratitude for who you are, for what you are, and what you do with your team, if you play on the team, or even if you play by yourself. But it gives you a chance to have your brain, have your mind stop and focus on the task at hand. And what is the task at hand after you meditate? Well, it's not only game, but to game successfully, to increase your actions per minute, to be faster with your clicks per minute, to really play with your team properly, to be able to strategize with your team. why I'm so passionate about gaming is the following, because a lot of people think, well, gaming, we're just sitting there and we're not doing a lot. Well, it's not true. As a gamer, our first weapon, the first part of our armory is our brain. The second is our body. So I think it's really clear that if your body is clean and healthy and fit, and your mind is clear, you can stabilize your thoughts and focus on the task at hand, I believe you'll be a better gamer, a better player. So that's my thoughts about that. So when it comes to enjoyable foods, real easy. Just eat more vegetables on your plate, and that will do the trick and increase your aerobic activity. Aerobics will give you the cut. If you want the six-pack, I teach that easily. You can easily get a six-pack. The issue is, can you maintain the six-pack? That's the ticket. So with that said, when it comes to exercise every day, at least 30 to 45 minutes per day. And again, be mindful of your diet. And as I've said many times before, if you don't eat it, then you won't. If you don't buy it, you won't eat it. So be careful what you're buying to bring home. So I hope that helps you, Profound Soup. Oh, another question from Profound Soup is, or what are some tips to get through a time of lower calories? Oh, that's really easy. If you want, you can try like power bars. Power bars are great if you like those. In general, myself, I don't like them. I don't think they're palatable at all. But I have family and friends and a lot of athletes I take care of. They love power bars. So you can try power bars, or you can make sure that you keep with you some walnuts or almonds. Almonds are great snacks. And I love walnuts also, one of my favorites. The other would be like baby carrots. You can keep those with you because they're easy to store. So I think the bottom line is, when you feel like you're low on calories, don't carb up. Be smart about that, and you can eat veggies that are better than most high-intensive carb foods. But if you do want high-intense carbs, then the power bars can do that, of course. That'll help you. But be sure when you're picking a power bar that you like, that it doesn't have a lot of sugar in it, doesn't have a lot of salt in it, doesn't have a lot of dye or artificial ingredients. I always tell people, if you read something on the back for ingredients, if it has like 15 syllables, then most likely it's not the best thing for you. Or if you read it and it's one of those what I call unpronounceable words, then most likely it's not good for you. So that's something to think about. All right, I have another question here from Caledon. I must part. Okay, Caledon, thank you, man. Enjoy Australia. I have to get out there one day. So Caledon, I must part. I appreciate all you're doing for the community and gamers. I hope to see you around soon. Absolutely, Caledon. So when I do get to Australia, I will definitely look you up. You have to just let me know which part of Australia that you're in, and I will see you. So I've taken care of players from Australia, actually. From Australia, from Dubai, from New Zealand. Well, the list goes on. All right. Next question. Hey, Fat Saggy Muffin again. I hope to meet you, Fat Saggy Muffin. Dr. Levi, when I'm gaming for an extended period of time, my wrists get tired, and when I stretch them, they crack a lot, and it hurts for a minute, but then the pain slowly goes away. Is this normal? So, few things about that, Fat Saggy Muffin. Yes, the cracking in the wrist is absolutely normal. That is due to increased nitrogen gas bubbles that are in the synovial fluid in your joint. So when you do this, like I just did, it can make that sound. Now, previously, I should say there have been many people have said that, well, if you crack your knuckles, if you crack your wrist or your neck, then that will increase the chance of you developing arthritis. But it's not true. There have been many studies now that have shown that there is no correlation that we know of now between cracking your joints and your wrist and your knuckles. Knuckles are just your joints. That's what I'm referring to. And developing arthritis. So it is normal to have that sound. Now, the other part of your question was, and it hurts for a minute, but then slowly goes. So you also asked about stretching your wrist, Fat Saggy Muffin. So I say the following about that. Please go to the YouTube channel and look at some of the specific stretches that I have for the wrist. The key there, as a gamer, it's important that you do those wrist stretches every hour when you're gaming for 5 minutes. You game for an hour, take a 5-minute stretch break of your wrists, your fingers, your hands, your shoulders. Make sure that your posture is well aligned, that you're not sitting crunched over, that you're not slouching forward, that your chest is upright, that your shoulders are square, that your head is up. And also, of course, when you're gaming, to make sure that your elbow is at 90 degrees to your console or to your desk. That's really important, that you're not flexing your wrist down or flexing your hands up, not extending your wrist up or flexing down. Everything stays, I want to show you this, neutral position, just like that. All right, so I hope that helps you, Fat Soggy Muffin. You said the pain goes away. Well, I think, again, it's important to, if you're having constant pain in your wrist, and if you're in Los Angeles, of course, come and see me, or definitely go and be seen by your own healthcare practitioner. It could be a doctor or a therapist, whoever you've worked with before. That's important. Thanks for the question, Fat Soggy Muffin. Okay, Six the Pro, another question here. Thank you for answering my question. I appreciate it. Bro, the funny thing is salt, because people become really salty when they're playing games. Well, let me just say this. I think our community, the gaming community, is really about competition. It's about everybody doing their best. But at the same time, what I love about the gaming community, and I saw this at BlizzCon a lot, is that it's really about inclusivity. I saw people there and talked to people from all over, which was really, really fantastic. So the great thing there is it gives us a chance to really interact with people and to find out which games they play, what they like playing, where they're from, how long they've been gaming, which injuries they've had. So many, came up to say that they were thankful for the videos that I've done on YouTube. They recognized me and talked to me about the videos that really helped them. So it was really a very humbling experience to be there for the 2 days at BlizzCon. They're really, for me, there are no words. It was just spectacular. That's all I can say. Okay, I have another question. Oh, this is from Caledon. Okay, so Caledon, you're from Perth. Okay, fantastic. Well, when I'm in Australia, I will look you up and take you and your family out for dinner or something. It'll be great. Okay, Caledon, another one. I'm following you on Twitter. My name is Caledon there also. Okay, great, Caledon. So I hope to interact with you on Twitter also. I'm on Twitter a lot, actually. The great thing about Twitter, well, all the social media platforms, is that it gives me a chance to really interact one-on-one with a gamer or an esports athlete. It's just great. I really love Twitter. Got another question here from Profound Soup again. Thank you, Levi. Another question I have is, what is the best way to get through an off day at the gym? I tend to beat myself up and hate when I have a bad workout. I wish I wouldn't beat myself up over having a bad workout. Any tips? Profound Soup, I have a lot of tips for you. So number one, be grateful that you can go to the gym. That's number one, all right? Number two, have no guilt about not getting to the gym. And also, number three, don't compare yourself to anyone else. You're on your own schedule. So when it comes to being fit and being healthy, there's not one shoe that fits everybody. So the goal with being fit and being healthy is understanding that as an individual, you have to go on your own journey to be fit. And don't accept the criticism from anyone. That's family, friends, lovers, husband, wives. Don't accept criticism from anyone. Remind people that if they have nothing encouraging to say, then you don't want to really hear it. Now, secondly, don't beat yourself up. Just say, hey, I had a bad day today. It'll be better tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll make a greater push to do the right thing. And the right thing is all you can do. And remember, we're all human. So we all make mistakes. It's like eating stuff that's not the best for us. Well, we all do that. If somebody tells you they eat the best food properly every day, walk away from them quickly, because they're not living an authentic life. So again, to you, I want to say, Profound Soup, don't feel bad about it. Just the next day, try to do a little more. Try to be more consistent. Again, when it comes to fitness, it's about commitment, consistency, and diet. Those are the three big ones. And the other ones, as I've talked about before, meditation. Meditation, I believe, has to be a part of our normal, natural day of living. It's so very important. All right, another question. This is from D Jackson 7581. Hey, dog. Okay, D Jackson 7581. Hey, dog. Any questions, DJ Jackson? Let me know, and I'll help. All right, the next is from Nanny Girl. Hey, Dr. Levi, great to have you on Twitch. Hey, Nanny Girl, happy to be here with you. It's a pleasure. The next is from Six the Pro. I read some article or in the BBC, if I am correct, does lifting or working out helps you become intelligent, which can also affect your gaming performance? Well, that's a good question, Six the Pro. I recently did a big interview on CNN. So if you guys have a chance, please go and look that up. And the interview with CNN was specifically about gaming and about gaming's effect on brain function. So I did that with Dr. Sanjay Gupta on CNN. So take a look at that interview. It was really fascinating because they talked about how the brain is affected by gaming. And I talk about how gaming affects the body, the wrist, the posture. It was a great article, I think, and a great interview. So if you have a chance, please look at that. I think that'll help. And that was Six the Pro, about intelligence and gaming performance. But I want to say in general, I think gamers are very intelligent, period. As a gamer, we do this because we have the intelligence to know that we can master something that's always evolving. So the great thing about gaming, it gives us a chance to get better and better and better, and to learn more and more about strategizing, about which weapons to pick, about how to get our health back quicker. The great thing about gaming is just infinity. It's ever expanding. Okay, next question. This is from Banana Snapple. Hi, Dr. Levi. I feel so much better after I started doing your exercises. Happy to hear that, Banana Snapple. I combined the exercises with a rubber ball that you have in one of your videos. I also use a tennis ball to massage and put pressure on hard spots in my hand after a long gaming session. Is the tennis ball a good idea, or should I stick to the rubber ball? Well, that's a great question. And thanks again for that, Banana Snapple. I think you can use both. The key is, if you use the harder of the two, then I would not put as much pressure, because the key here is when you're using any type of accessory like that, too much pressure is just as bad as no pressure at all. So you really want to be in that mid-level with respect to how much pressure you want to use. And the body will let you know. The great thing about the body, if you do too much, it'll tell you. How does it tell you? By giving you pain. If you're not doing enough, then you won't see the results that you want. So it's always important that you stay right in the midline with respect to how much pressure. Now, I know there are some articles that people have read, and they've asked me about this, that say that pressure should always be very heavy and very intense. Well, think about it. If you really want to live a great life, I think you always want to be in that place of moderation, that even space, not too far to the left, not too far to the right, just even with respect to how you react to things, how you live your life, but not getting too far at either end of the spectrum, I think. So it's the same with these exercises, and with diet, of course, and with the pressure for the ball. So you said the tennis ball and the rubber ball. But use them both and see which one works better for you. You can only win. So thanks for the question, Banana Snapple. The next question is from Nanny Girl again. I type a lot and sometimes my wrists hurt. What do you think about a wrist brace? So let's talk about braces. I do use braces in my practice sometime. However, I want to give you the following qualifier about that. Number one, if you use a brace for an extended period of time, it will make your wrist weaker. It will actually make that entire side of your upper extremity. Let's say you use a right wrist brace, for example. It's called a volar, V-O-L-A-R, a volar wrist brace or volar wrist splint. If you use that for a prolonged period of time, you will actually make the hand weaker, the forearm musculature weaker, as well as the entire right arm and forearm weaker. Why? because you're not using the body the way it was kinematically designed. You are using it less because if you have a brace on, of course, you can't use your hand the way you normally use it. So it stops you from using it the way you should. So wearing a brace for an extended period of time, I don't agree with that. I think it's not the best thing for the body. Now, if you have an acute problem, let's say an acute flare-up of carpal tunnel or of gout or a trauma, well, yes, you want to use a brace to calm down the inflammation. That's very important, of course. However, extended period of time, saying like for weeks and months, no, I don't think that's best. So, but I still would say it's always important that we talk to your local healthcare providers to see what they think, and then you have my opinion also, and then you can talk to them about getting a plan of strategy that will work for you and your life and for your gaming career, as well as for how much you type. And this was Nanny Girl, right? Yeah. So the other thing, Nanny Girl, I want to say too is if you're typing a lot, you can use those same exercises as the gamers use that are on my YouTube channel. That's really, really simple. And all of those exercises that I have are for stretching your fingers, your hand, your wrist, your forearm, as well as your arm and shoulder. The exercises are very comprehensive. They're very extensive. And more importantly, the exercises can really, really help you. So I hope that's good for you, Nanny Girl. If not, let me know because I'm here to be of service. This is your doctor, Dr. Levi, the esports doctor. All right, I have another question here from Knox Delicious. How may mouse sensitivity affect your wrist, and what should I do? My wrist start hurting possibly from my sensitivity. Also, love the videos. Keep it up. Okay, NOX Delicious, Knox Delicious, thanks for your comment. I really appreciate it. I'm glad the videos are helping you. You know, the great thing about all the YouTube videos that I have is you can literally rotate them. Every week do different ones because there's so many of them now. So I want to say that should truly, truly help you. And then if you go to the CNN interview that I did with Dr. Sanjay Gupta, there you see where I talk about different forms of exercises, as well as they talk about how gaming affects brain health. It was just an extraordinary interview. So I hope that helps you. Now, as far as your mouse sensitivity goes, the following. So depending on which games that you're playing, I recommend the following. Try your mouse at different sensitivity, at high sensitivity, midway, and then low sensitivity, and see which allows you to play the best with the least amount of pain. It's always a balance, unfortunately, because for us as gamers, we play through the pain. That's unfortunate. But my goal really is to let our community play without any pain, and to play successfully and to play really well without injury. That's the goal. All right, so I hope that helps, Knox Delicious. So again, I want to reiterate, with respect to mouse sensitivity, remember, if it's on high sensitivity, if you just flick your fingers and wrist a little bit, the cursor is going to go all over the place. So that takes a lot of control to do. If you have it on low sensitivity, it takes more power, but you also have more control. So it's a very funny balance. The key is do what works best for yourself. Now, also, I wrote an article on that. It's on my website about the sensitivity of the mouse. That'll help you also. But more importantly, please go to that CNN interview with Dr. Sanjay Gupta. There's a lot of great information there. All right, I have another question here. Oh, Sixth Pro. Oh, amazing CNN interview. I will check that out now. Maybe my final question. Well, Sixth Pro, I'm here to help. It doesn't have to be your final question. Anything you want to ask, just ask me. My final question is, how do you avoid to get really frustrated, aka saltiness, and how do I recover properly? Okay, let's talk about this, Sixth Pro. The key is make sure that you're adding a form of meditation to your daily lifestyle. And when I'm talking about meditation, I'm not saying sit down with your legs crossed in a lotus position for 50 minutes or an hour. You can do that. That's great. Nothing wrong with that. However, if you can simply take 10 to 15 minutes a day just to stop, to literally stop and sit quietly somewhere and listen to your breath. Don't let anything else distract you. Simply listen to and appreciate your breath. And as you're doing that, you may think about something that you're very grateful for, or you may think about just being still. But take that time to meditate, and that'll stop that feeling of saltiness or being angry or being frustrated. So often people ask me, well, especially when I'm in surgery, they'll often say, well, Dr. Levi, you're always so calm in surgery. Well, I am, because that's the way I live my life, in that state of calm. As much as I love gaming, as much as I love doing that, it's so important, all right, to meditate and to stay calm. All right, next question was from, Fat Saggy Muffin again. Okay, so I love watching your stream. You're very informative, and I know the gaming community is lucky to have you. I don't have any other medical questions, but a personal one. What made you want to get into helping us gamers? That's a great question, Fat Saggy Muffin. Well, many years ago, one of my patients who was a gamer, we were talking about his issues and getting him better. And so I gave him a specific protocol of exercise to do. And he said, I think this will help the community of gamers. And he said, well, do you game? I said, yeah, I do game some. He said, well, about wrist injuries? I said, of course. He said, well, why don't you as a gamer talk to the gaming community? Because there is basically a match there. You game, you know what it's like. You've held the consoles, you've held the joysticks, you played. So if you can do that, then maybe you can really help us. And so I thought about it, and I just started, hey, I'm going to pick up the gauntlet, and I'm going to go forward, and I'm going to do what I can to help the gaming and esports community, and that's what I've been doing. And I'm grateful that my community has embraced me. That's what I feel very fortunate. So, as someone who went to school for so many years, and as a surgeon, I'm grateful that my knowledge can help. That's the bottom line. So thanks for the question, Fat Saggy Muffin. So this is from Nanny Girl. Oh, CNN. Wow. I think I've seen you on Dr. Oz too, right? Yes, I have been on Dr. Oz. That was a great experience too. Dr. Oz, a really nice guy, very inviting, just a very good person. So it's great that I've had a chance to work with him, Dr. Oz, as well as with Dr. Sanjay Gupta from CNN. So I feel very, very fortunate to be of service, Now, next question. It's from Profound Soup. How did you first get interested in the gaming community, and what keeps you coming back day after day? Well, thanks for that question, Profound Soup. Gaming is a part of my life. It's real simple. It's what I love doing, and it's what I love doing in my spare time. And more importantly, believe it or not, I truly love watching gaming. I love being at, for example, at BlizzCon this weekend, being there, looking at the WoW, World of Warcraft, looking at the gamers there, anything that's a first-person shooter game. I just love it. That's all I can tell you. There are no words for it. It's just what I do. And I love analyzing gamers' play so I can correct their posture and get them feeling better and get them healthy. My goal is about prevention and inspiration, and also giving them the platform by which they can be healthy and have maintained and sustainable health. That's the goal. Not just get healthy for a week or two. How you can get healthy and stay healthy for life. Not just your gaming community. When you're not gaming, I still want you to be healthy. All right, next question again is NOX Knox Delicious. Thanks, Dr. Levi. You're the best and practically my hero. Love the stream too. Keep it up. Okay, Knox Delicious, thanks a lot. Glad to hear that. I'm really grateful to be of service. All right, this is from Shreddles. I like that. SHREDDLES. Hi, doctor. I have a problem when I do any computer work. My fingers start to become quite numb, followed by pain for a long time. After finishing, happens with both gaming and uni work. Unfortunately, I can't really take a long break due to finals right now. I've tried your stretches, but it isn't going away. Any advice now? All right, so yes, Shreddles. The following. Number one, if you're having numbness like that, it's so important that you get seen and evaluated by a healthcare practitioner in your environment, because you may have the beginning of carpal tunnel. Or you may have entrapment of the ulnar nerve at Guillen's canal, right here at the wrist. Or you may have a problem at your elbow. Here, this is called cubital tunnel syndrome, where there's entrapment of the ulnar nerve there at the elbow. So, most importantly, take the 5-minute breaks or 5 to 10-minute breaks you may need when you're gaming or typing. That may help you. You also may consider, after you talk to your own healthcare provider, they may acupuncture, especially when someone has the beginning of a problem like this. Acupuncture is a wonderful way to really help minimize the symptoms of carpal tunnel initially. I've had a lot of great success with that here in my practice in Los Angeles. So I really recommend that as a start. And then again, go to the videos. Go to the videos that I have online. That'll help you also. And the key with the videos, you have to do them consistently. That's what's important. And then also, if you can, let me know which games that you're playing. I'd be curious to know that also, because then I can really maybe say some specific exercise that can help you. All right? So I hope that helped a little bit, Shredo. So again, try the acupuncture, the 5 to 10-minute breaks from typing or gaming. Make sure you're doing the wrist stretches and strengthening exercises while you're taking that break. Make sure you're well hydrated throughout your gaming or when you're typing. I want to touch on that a little bit too. It's so important that you stay well hydrated when you're gaming, because if your body doesn't have the right amount of water in it, you can't think properly. The brain has the greatest percentage of the brain is really water. So you want to make sure that you're staying well hydrated. That's very important. All right. Now, let's get to Sixth Pro again. The question is, okay, Doctor, I appreciate your work, man. Stay positive. All right, Sixth Pro, thank you very much. I hope this helps you today. The next question is from Zyhac, Z-Y-E-H-A-C. Thank you for your videos. They're great. Quick question. What is the best position for your arm to be when gaming? Right now, I have my entire forearm on the desk and use my elbow as a pivot. But is there a more ergonomic position for play? Okay, several things about that, Zyhac. One thing I'd like to know is which games are you referring to specifically? Because then I think it'd help you a little bit more if I knew specifically which games. Because then I could tell you about where you may want to position your elbow to be a little bit better. But let's talk about this in general. When it comes to positioning of the elbow and the forearm when gaming, no matter in general for gamers and the esports community, it's important that you keep your elbow at approximately 90 degrees. So make sure that your chair is high enough to keep your elbow at 90 degrees so that you're not flexing your elbow or flexing your wrist down or overextending your wrist or your hands. So that's very important. The other thing is, don't simply use your elbow as the pivot point when you're gaming. Also use your shoulder. You can use elbow part of the time, then use your shoulder also. The key is to not overuse one joint continuously while you're gaming. Now, some people say, well, I have to do it the same way every time. Well, if you tell yourself that, of course. Well, try to do something differently. That's what's important. Practice differently. Don't only practice the way you see other people practice. That may not work for your body or for the game that you're playing. All right? So I hope that helps you. Okay, the next is from Profound Soup again. What time of day do you recommend for meditation, or does it differ from person to person? That's a great question. When it comes to meditation, as I've said many times, number one, do it every day. And number two, something I haven't said is do it wherever you can do it. So if you can meditate for 10 minutes at work in a private, quiet place, awesome. If you can go home and meditate for 20 or 30 minutes, awesome. The goal here is it doesn't matter the time of the day. It doesn't even matter the place. What does matter is that you prioritize yourself to take time to meditate and to be quiet and to be still and to still your mind. That's the key. You want to still your mind so that you're really focused on just your breath. Just the breath. The breath is enough to take away the other distractions of the day. Just focus on listening to your breath. that should put you in a great place. All right, so thanks for that question. The next is from Shreddles again. I mainly play LOL and OSU. Thanks for the advice. I'll go to a doctor soon. Shreddles, I like hearing that. And just for you, I want to remind you also, Shreddles, just in case if your doctor says, well, let's put you in a splint for 6 to 8 weeks, ask her or ask him, why not acupuncture? Or why not maybe consider an anti-inflammatory medication possibly? Or something like physical therapy. But don't go directly just to wearing a splint for an extended period of time. A short period, I'm okay with that. Long periods, that's debatable. All right. The next question is from Wackaroni. I like that. What's good, Dr. Levi? Wackaroni, everything is great knowing that you're out there in the Twitterverse, in the Twitter and the Twitch TV verse listening to us. So I want to ask all of you guys a question, too. I'm looking at all the questions as they come up. I have a question for all of you gamers that are a part of our Twitch TV community here with me is which videos would you guys like me to do? What do you want to see? What would you like me as a orthopedic surgeon, as a hand, wrist, elbow specialist, as someone who's been taking care of the esports and gaming community now for a long, long time? What would you all like to see? I want to hear from you, because if you tell me, I will do it. If you let me know what you like, what your interest is, I will do it. I often do the videos because of things that the gamers in my practice tell me about. So I say, okay, great, I'll do that for you. But you guys now are all over the world. You let me know what you want to see. And over the next few months, of course, I'll put those specific videos out. And I hope that they will, again, give you health and prevent any injuries. So let me know what you want. And you can, of course, interact with me on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere you want to get me, I'm out there. So just send in your questions and send in your comments and let me know. All right, next question is from Six the Pro. Thanks, Six the Pro. So any alternatives to energy drinks to stay awake? And when I get hungry, any snacks maybe for brain power, etc. Thanks again, Subbed. All right. So a few things here. Again, for energy, I recommend the walnuts, the almonds, cashews. My favorite, of course, of all of them are walnuts, because walnuts are really filled with antioxidants and omega-3, which is great. They're cardioprotective for our health and for our heart specifically. So that's what I really recommend. It's one of my favorite foods. Again, carrots, as I've said before. Another great food for snacking would be like dried blueberries. I love blueberries. Acai berries are also great, but dried blueberries, of all the foods, I could literally eat blueberries every day. They're just amazing to me. So those are the things that I recommend for energy, and I recommend, again, minimizing any type of sugar and processed foods. That's the ticket. Minimize those, as well as fried foods. Okay, next question is from Wackaroni again. What is meditation? How do you do it? Great question. So Wackaroni, meditation is simply sitting still, listening to your breath, maybe doing this easy thing. Don't think about anything. Just focus on your breath. Be still, be quiet, and feel good about yourself. All right? Next question is from Merck1337. I don't have carpal tunnel or tendonitis. Been to the doctors. They told me I don't. But I have some problem with overusing my nerve is what I get told. A physiotherapy doc told me to do some stretches, but they give me pain in my wrist and forearm. Should I continue doing the stretches? It seems to take super long for my nerve to heal. Been 2 to 3 months already. Okay, Merck 1337. I recommend the following. Number one is go back to the doctor and let them know how you're feeling. And secondly, maybe go to another doctor. The great thing about doctors, when you go to a physician, if he or she is not listening to you after you tell them that you're having pain from a certain exercise, then go to another doctor, get a second opinion. So I recommend getting a second opinion. I also recommend considering to not do those exercises if they're causing more pain. And please go to my YouTube channel and see if any of those exercises give you some relief. All right? All right, next is from TWUHS. I think my question got skipped. Okay, I'll hope to get to it. I'll keep going here. This is from Coredis, Koredis. Hey, Dr. Levi, what type of chair do you recommend to reduce back pain? I recommend the chair that has a high back and one that you can have as a backrest also, and one that's adjustable with respect to the height of the chair. And you should also have appropriately well-padded armrests on the chair. Those are things I recommend for that. The key is the chair has to be adjustable, has to be ergonomically balanced. That's what's very, very important. I don't have a specific brand that I recommend. I'm sure one day I'll eventually design a chair that I think will be the best for gamers. I have to work on that. The next, again, is from THUHS, proper keyboard techniques video to go along with your neck alignment mouse video. Well, yes, I do have one of those. So if you go to the YouTube channel, I have a specific video about keyboard placement, about mouse placement also. So that'll help you if you go there, and that's for THUHS. The next question is from XMDB. What's the best angle for mouse keyboard? So does it matter if the mouse hand is in front of your body instead of at the right side and the keyboard is a bit further to the left? Great videos and work in general. Thanks. Okay, this is for XMDB. I want to remind you again that the following. If you go to the video that I did and to the article that I wrote, it'll show you everything there. Actually, there are pictures and everything. So if you go there, you'll see it all. All right? It's on my YouTube channel. The next question is, and thanks for your comment also, XMDB. I'm grateful that the videos are helping. The next one is from Immigrate, IMAGREAT. Do you think achieving higher levels of fitness could increase gaming performance? Absolutely. The number one thing that I talk about to all the demographic of gamers and esports athletes that I take care of, again, from all over the world, is I let them know the first thing that we have to correct is the diet and their fitness protocol. So often when I talk to the managers, they'll say, well, they don't really have to work out, do they? And I say, absolutely they do. Working out has to be a part of your daily lifestyle. So will it help you as a gamer? Absolutely. Will it help you in general for life? Absolutely. Will it help you to interact better with your kids, your friends, your family, your neighbors? Absolutely. So yes, fitness, increasing your level of fitness, it's imperative. Thanks for that question, Immigrate or Immigrate. The next is from Andre AJT62. Hi, Dr. Levi. Question. I feel like I'm very injury prone from both gaming and even simple things like bumping my elbows or fingers on anything. How can I make myself less injury prone? The number one thing I think, Andre AJT62, is just be aware of your environment, be aware of your surroundings, and maybe consider whatever pace you're going at, maybe consider going at a lower pace. That may help you also. All right, the next one is from Just Defied. That's JUSDEPHIED. Hey, Doc, do you have any chair suggestions or perhaps add-ons for chairs for people who can't afford Herman Miller ergonomic chairs? Well, you know what? I do. You know, I always tell people that whatever you have, you can make the best of it. If the chair is at least adjustable, that will help you. If not, you can raise the chair by putting, pillows on the chair to get higher. That will help you. The goal when you're gaming is to make sure that your elbows are not like this or like that. You really want them at 90 degrees when you're gaming. That's critical. And for your back, of course, is when you're sitting there to make sure that your back is straight, your shoulders are square, your neck is relaxed, and you're not, hunched over when you're gaming. That's really important. All right, I hope that helps you, Justify. All right. I got to tell you, too, when it comes to all of these things, like I get questions about, about chairs and about different types of mice, which mouse is the best. I'm still working right now, believe it or not, on my own medical devices to specifically help the gaming community. So I'm working on that, and those things will be coming soon. All right. Now, the next question is from, from Wackaroni again. I seem to have difficulty maintaining proper posture. Any suggestions? Yes. Just be aware of your body alignment, so you can do this very easily. When you're taking that 5-minute break every hour, that's the time to adjust your posture. Say, oh, you know what? Hey, I'm like this now. That I started like this, but now I'm hunched over. So I again, when you're taking that 5-minute break, take that time to readjust yourself and to adjust your posture. Real easy. All right, the next is from, and don't forget too, if you guys have more questions when we finish up tonight here, you can send everything to my website. It's real easy, and I'll get your questions there. The next one is from, this is from This is from Banana Snapple. A video about some must-do exercises that every gamer should do and recommendations for physical objects that might help, such as balls, dumbbells, is what I would like to see. Okay, so we'll work on that, Banana Snapple. I actually have a lot of videos like that on already, but you know what? I'll put some fresh ones up. I'll work on that for sure. All right, the next is from it's Profound Soup. Any tips to negate leaning forward during gaming? Yes, be aware that when you're gaming, just keep your back against the chair. That's most important. All right, so a lot of questions here. One other one I'm having acute pain in my taint. Would this affect my control? Okay, so guys, so many questions here. So look, what we're gonna have to do. Look, you guys, I want to tell you, I'm working on something specifically to help also. I'm working on a compilation of different exercises for the gaming community. I think that's going to help you guys too. And again, if you have more questions, just send them to my website. And I want to remind you guys, for the radio show, I have the Dr. Levi show every Wednesday at 10 a.m. on ubnradio.com. That's U as in up, B as in boy, N as in Nancy, ubnradio.com. That's every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I do a Q&A every third Wednesday of the month. I shouldn't say every, but it's most third Wednesdays of the month. So I may not have it this Wednesday because we have a guest that may be scheduled, but even if you send your questions in, we'll do them. It's so important that you send your questions to my website, or you can send them via YouTube, or you can even send them via the Facebook. And then we'll post everything, of course, on YouTube. And then any of the questions that you have, of course, I want to remind you that we will post everything that you asked that I can answer. We'll post your question during the Q&A. We'll talk about that you gave the question, and then we'll answer it fully. Wow, a lot of questions tonight. I just want to thank everybody. Send your questions, please, to Facebook and to my website. I'll answer them. You guys, a lot today. So I'm here to help, of course. Please send them, and I'll do my best to answer everything. I want to remind you, of course, to join me every first Saturday on Twitch TV at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And, of course, you can interact with me on the Q&A. The Q&A is on the Dr. Levi show. The Dr. Levi show, again, is every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then, of course, I do the Q&A there every third Wednesday of the month. And, again, I want to remind you, of course, I'm hyped up about BlizzCon. BlizzCon was just phenomenal. And I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. So many questions. We'll post this, of course, on YouTube. Our Twitch broadcast tonight will be on YouTube, and I want to thank everyone again for interacting with me at BlizzCon. That was it was just extraordinary. That's all I can say. It was extraordinary. Well, this is Dr. Levi. I want to thank you all for joining me. I am hyped up about having a Twitch TV channel, and I want to thank you again for all your help and all your support. I'll be back December 3rd with Twitch TV. It'll be our third installment, so I look forward to interacting with you there. And again, send all your questions, of course, to my YouTube channel or to my website. All right. So this is Dr. Levi. I'll see you guys on December the 3rd. And again, it's at 8 a.m. No, it's December 3rd at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I still got BlizzCon buzzing in my head from all that cosplay that I saw, everybody. It was Dr. Levi. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you later.